Okay, so today we are going to do another fun Instagram video. I posted on my stories a bunch of, well, here was the post. It's basically we're mixing up worlds, taking characters out of their world and asking them who would do best in this world. And I'm a little bit irritated with myself because I spent so much time creating each of these stories so that I had the initial question, and then whoever I was asking the question about, I labeled which book or series they came from so that it was really clear. But the way I posted each of them, I messed it up and the poll wasn't working and nobody could click, but I had already had the poll up for a few minutes and I had announced it on my community tab, so I had to take all those down and redo it really fast, and then I wasn't able to include what book everybody was coming from. So it was a little bit more sloppy, but hopefully it'll still be fun. So now we're gonna look at the results, who said what the majority was, and discuss. So, who would be more likely to survive the Hunger Games? Neville Longbottom or Lydia Bennet? So Neville Longbottom has won by a lot. And I guess now that I think about it, I guess I see why that's maybe an easy answer for people, because Neville Longbottom, I guess he does have magic on his side. But honestly, I chose Lydia Bennet. I guess I was more thinking about their personalities, and even though Neville Longbottom is my chosen one, and even though I will never stop being Neville Longbottom's biggest fan, I do think that in a Hunger Games situation, maybe this is just because I've been watching the Lizzie Bennet diaries the last couple of weeks, but I view Lydia Bennet as a very scrappy person who could be a little bit, I mean, she could go there. She could go there. And I don't see Neville Longbottom killing innocent people. And Lydia Bennet, I could get there with her. Who could survive the world in A Song of Ice and Fire? I'm sorry, I can't even remember what that place is called. It's been so long since I read the first book. I said Kelsier or Brecker. Okay, wow, so that was really close. I agree with the majority, even though it wasn't the majority by much. Kelsier, and only because Brecker is such a germaphobe. And when I think of A Song of Ice and Fire, I imagine this world is very dirty and gritty. And maybe that's just because I've seen some screenshots from the show and everybody always looks dirty. But I just don't see, and I know the Six of Crows world is also very gritty, but I just don't see Kaz making it in that much grit. It's a pretty shallow reason though. Sorry, my voice is raspy. Again, I'm sick. Again. I'm never not sick anymore. All right, who would survive against Voldemort? And yes, there is no sharp T at the end, according to J.K. Rowling. Peter Pan or Frodo? Okay, the majority did say Peter Pan. I'm honestly a little bit surprised because I don't think people take Peter Pan seriously, but I guess people don't really take Frodo seriously either. I got a few DMs from this one, people saying Frodo couldn't even survive a piece of jewelry, which it was a good joke, but in defense of Frodo, because people kind of think I hate on Frodo more than I actually do, I know that Frodo, we saw him in his worst, and I know that he actually shows a ton of strength and bravery throughout these books. However, without Sam, Frodo, Peter Pan is a scrappy little kid, and he cut off Captain Hook's hand for the fun of it. Because he felt like it. Because why not? That kid's dark. Excuse me. But he would face off Voldy for funsies. And Frodo would do it if he had to, but he would be reluctant about it. And I just think since Voldemort is such an incompetent villain, I do think that Peter Pan and his tenacity and his lack of reluctance would get him there. Who would be more likely to explore Narnia? Geralt, which apparently I spelled wrong, I'm sorry, or Snape. I basically just tried to pick two really grumpy men. Let's see. I don't know Geralt very well because I only read The Last Wish, and that was a really long time ago. I still plan on continuing the series eventually, but I haven't continued yet, and I haven't watched the show yet. Okay, so maybe I don't know Geralt as well as I thought I did. Maybe he would have fun in Narnia? Who would be more likely to survive dating America's Singer? So this is a joke, internet. I really just tried to pick out someone kind of annoying. And this girl is impulsive and indecisive, so she seemed like a good bet. Sherlock Holmes For those of you who always ask, these are my Sherlock Holmes books. Or oh man, I spelled it wrong. Well, I don't think anybody probably knows who Nicholas is because it was supposed to be Nikolai. Spell check must have gotten me on that one from the Grisha trilogy. Okay, it's 50-50, and I think it's just because no one knew what I was talking about. This is why my initial posting that actually showed where everybody was from, what books they were coming from, would have been better. But anyway, I choose Nikolai because I think he would have a little bit more patience than Sherlock, who would be more likely to find the most hidden... Dadgum, messed it up again. There was a period where it doesn't belong. It's fine. Find the most hidden passages in Hogwarts, Caldo and Galdo, or Calvin and Hobbes. This is probably the hardest one for me because I'm asking for my favorite series of all time versus one of the best things ever to happen to me. Calvin and Hobbes. And Caldo and Galdo are basically the twins from Harry Potter, and they would definitely, oh man, they're the best ever. Calvin and Hobbes, they would explore and find themselves in the most ridiculous scenarios. I don't know. It's a tough one. I'm gonna pick Calvin and Hobbes because I feel like Caldo and Galdo would just get in trouble and get distracted. Yeah, a lot of people said Calvin and Hobbes. That might just be because not enough people have read my favorite series. Who would be more likely to handle being the chosen one well? Lockhart or Selena Sardathian, which apparently I also spelled that one wrong too. But I just tried to pick two people that are really full of themselves. I'm picking Lockhart. More people said Selena Sardathian. That's probably accurate because she probably has some character growth. I just quit the series before I found any. And I love Lockhart despite him being almost unredeemable. I mean, the man is the worst, but I do love him. And the last question is, who would be most likely to survive the Hunger Games? Again, because I really liked that one. Kvothe or Rand? It's very close. Okay, but Kvothe won by a little bit, and that's fair. This was actually a really tough one for me too, because I would say in the first book / first couple of books, I would give it to Kvothe, because sympathy is a really interesting magic system, and he certainly gets very skilled at it. Not a master, but very skilled. And Rand, I think Kvothe could beat him in the beginning, but no spoilers, there is development throughout the series, and now, at the point that I'm at 7 books in, or 8 books in, I just finished book 7, I would pick Rand. So those are all the questions. If we removed some characters from their worlds, plopped them somewhere else, who would do the best? I hope you guys enjoyed doing this. I really like these Instagram polls that we do, though they are hard to come up with. Let's continue to duke it out in the comments if you disagree with the majority. And if you have any ideas for other Instagram story things that we can keep doing, let me know, because I'm running out of ideas. Be sure to chat with me more in the comments. I post videos every Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. I'll see you guys again soon. Bye.